coming to you live from the Putasos podcast.
Oh no! Just slapped him!
Alright guys, you know what time it is. It's Putasos podcast episode number 23. You know me, my name is Joe. You have a super megastar over here. This is Big Cat. Special guest, aka part owner, aka cameraman, aka superstar on the camera. This episode, this fight night is super exciting. I'm really excited for this one. This is UFC Fight Night. It is in Mexico. Brandon Moreno versus Brandon Royval, running it back for the second time. And you also got Yair Rodriguez, Brian Ortega running it back for the second time. This is a super exciting card. Both of the co-main and the main event both ended in super controversial ways the first time. Plus you have a bunch of stacked fights on the bottom, which is super fun. But we're going to kick it off with the bottom of the card. So we're not going to go through the whole card, but we're going to go through the really exciting and key fights that you guys should look out for and that you guys should definitely watch, because there's a lot of stuff on the line for these fights. So the first one I'm going to go over is Raul Rosas Jr. versus Ricky Turquio. So everybody knows Raul Rosas Jr., youngest fighter in the UFC. Actually, let me pay some respect to this man real quick.
No, yeah.
We got a UFC glove signed by Raul Rosas Jr. So I'm gonna leave this bad boy right here while we're doing this episode, by the way.
Yeah. I don't know if it's in frame, but
We'll put it right here. Oh,
put it on.
bro.
Fuck it.
Low-key genius.
Fuck it, yeah. So yeah, he actually signed it for us personally.
Oh my gosh. So, Raul Rosas Jr., he is the youngest male UFC fighter, A, to ever be in the UFC, and then B, to ever win a fight in the UFC. And then you have Ricky, who won the Ultimate Fighter at Bantamweight. Super exciting guy. When he was on the Ultimate Fighter, that was a really fun series to watch.
Yeah.
And then obviously Raul Rosas is just super fun to watch as well.
Pretty popular.
Super popular, high level grappler, and he pushes the pace the whole fight.
He's what?
I feel like fucking somebody up with this glove on.
Come on,
I really fuck with this.
You're
getting fired.
He's what? Is he 2-1 or 3-1 in the UFC?
He's 2-1 in the UFC. He won his.
No, leave it on. I'll try that.
Yeah.
Real quick, but.
So he won his first fight, and then
Shit, dude.
he lost his second fight. Is that like the opposite?
Yeah, you just got it all bent up. It's the PSA.
Look at this. We're not capping. Certificate of authenticity. That's what it's called? Yeah. Yeah, so he won his first fight in the UFC by storm. He came in by storm and won it early. His second fight, he got straight up outclassed.
He did, yeah. Who was that verse?
He went out there. It was another younger fighter.
There was another.
But anyway, he went out there. He put the gas on first round. He might have got the first round, and then just got paced out.
I don't need to wear this. You could wear it.
But the cool thing is he's a young guy and he made the proper adjustments.
He's like what? He's still like 19 or 20.
19, bro. He was 17, I think, when he was in the UFC.
Yeah, insane.
So if you watch his third fight in the UFC, he made all the proper adjustments and came out and won a good, well planned out fight. I thought that was really cool because it's really hard to make really big adjustments when you're at the highest level of anything. So for that guy, especially a young guy, to come out, make the adjustment and get the win in his last fight was really exciting to watch. So I'm really excited for this one. And then Ricky, like I said, he's the Ultimate Fighter winner. Yeah. He did lose his first fight in the UFC when he actually got into the UFC after the Ultimate Fighter. He lost a decision, but he also came back and won a decision. So they both had like a very similar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they both have like a very similar kind of layout in the UFC right now. They're both in a good spot, and it's kind of weird because usually the UFC doesn't pair people up like this, like two people that have the potential to be stars this early. But they're both Mexican. It's a Mexico card, so it just kind of seemed fitting. But I'm excited for this one. I think Ricky has a ton of grit. However, I do think Raul's more talented. I think he's more skilled. And when age is not a factor and they're both young, they're both tenacious, they're both haven't worn their chin out, they have great cardio, they have great skill. This is just going to be a battle of like who's actually better skill wise.
Yeah.
And Raul, I think Raul is the better fighter.
I do as well. And I feel like his training has probably been more on the higher standard as far as like recovery and everything goes, because he's been making money. He's like a big name.
Yeah, bro. When you start making money too, and then they have the Mexico PI over there too. You know.
Oh, they do, huh?
Yeah, the Mexico PI. So he's probably using that out of that, which is smart. You know.
Those institutes are fucking awesome.
We're gonna skip the next fight, and we're gonna go up to the main
one?
event. It's Daniel versus Francisco. Francisco Prada. Daniel. So Daniel. Fuck it, we can go over it. So Daniel's a young fighter. He has a solid record. I mean, his record's 14-1, but his only loss comes from before the UFC.
Oh, shit.
Young guy, you know.
Yeah.
So he got into the UFC. He's 2-0 in the UFC, I believe. Mm-hmm. So he hasn't lost yet. Exciting striker, fun to watch. Francisco Prada. I don't know too much about him. I do know that he lost to Malarkey though. I forgot Malarkey's first name.
Jamie Malarkey.
Jamie Malarkey. Yeah, he did lose to Malarkey, but that was like a. Jamie Malarkey's not like a entry level fight in the UFC.
Yeah.
It's
definitely
like
not.
It's like a mid. It's like pre top 15 fight.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't really hold that too much against him. However, that just kind of shows me where he's at, and I think that homeboy, what's his name? Sorry, I apologize. I think Daniel. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. It's like Zeluber or something.
Yeah.
But I think Daniel just more skilled, so I think he's gonna be able to go out there and get that W.
All right.
But yeah, so
Quick take.
Yeah, quick take. The co-main event, I'm super excited for this one. I know I say I'm super excited for all the fights, but I'm really excited for
You
this
do
one.
say that. You always say, I'm super excited for these fights. There's a lot of key fights in the divisions.
I know. There is though, bro.
Yeah,
I
I
even
know.
said the last one, like,
No,
well, if we dropped the last episode, we got taken down for copyright.
Copyright infringement.
But I said in the last episode, the UFC's been doing a really good job of putting a really good co-and main event and then plugging in key fights throughout the card for multiple divisions. They've been doing a really good job.
killing it this
They've been doing a really good job.
They've been killing it.
It's because boxing had a good year last year, and with Dana White ain't having that shit.
298, 299, and 300 are just ridiculous.
Co-main event, Yair Rodriguez versus Brian Ortega. So they already fought once before. It was a first round TKO on Yair's part, but Brian
It was a
Ortega
shoulder
got
injury,
hurt.
right?
Yeah, shoulder injury, which is ironic because the main event's kind of the same thing.
Uh-huh.
But injury. However, when I look at this fight, I think Yair beats the fuck out of him.
Do you?
I think Yair beats his ass. Like, bad. Really bad. I mean, just call it what it is. The only way that he wins this fight, Brian Ortega,
Submission?
submission. You gotta take it to the ground. You have to catch him. Otherwise, I think Yair's too springy. He's too, like, how do I describe it? He's, like, very, like, pokey. Like, everything he throws is like a stab.
Yeah.
You know, like, he's very quick. He's very springy. He's explosive. A guy like that, it's gonna be really hard to get down to the ground. And Brian Ortega isn't known as like this takedown artist.
Yeah.
You know, he's known as like he can catch you in transition, get you down, or if you drop him and you want to follow him down, he'll get you down. Like he's not known as like this takedown artist.
Yeah, like
who's
a
gonna
beam
go
or something.
exactly. Like he's not known as that kind of guy. So I think that he's gonna have a really tough time taking him down. I know he's not gonna outstrike Yair. Like I feel like I know that for a fact. So
Yeah.
I think Yair's gonna put a clinic on this guy, bro.
Yeah.
I think this is a 5-rounder too, right? I think all co-mains are 5-rounders now. Let me double check.
Really? I like
I
that.
wanna
That's
say-
true.
I want to say the UFC did that.
Yeah, I got Yair beating up
If it's a 5-rounder, I think Yair's gonna TKO.
Yair TKO's Brian Ortega in the That's it, Tracy.
Shout out
Ortega.
Tracy Cortez. Oh man,
I'll cut it.
who do you got though?
Yair.
Yair. Do you think it's gonna be as bad as I'm saying, or do you think it's gonna be a little closer?
I think it may be a little closer, but I don't know. I just feel like I haven't seen that much from Brian Ortega in his last couple fights that it's like, oh, this guy's coming back for the title. Like, the greatest thing I saw from Brian Ortega was almost getting
Almost
Volk.
submitting Volk.
Yeah. But besides that, he's getting pieced up the entire fight.
He got beat.
And Yair has been looking amazing, besides when he fought Volk. But Volk is just...
Yair looks really good, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I was thinking about
Volk
it?
is just too
You know how we
good.
did the top 5 featherweights of all time? Because we said there's only 4 champs of all time.
Yeah.
We didn't count Yair's interim title. I still think Chad beats the fuck out of Yair.
Yeah, I think Chad still wins.
But anyway, going on to the main event, which is what we've all been waiting for. The original main event was supposed to be a key fight in the division. It was supposed to be Brandon Moreno versus Amir. Amir's ranked high, and Amir has a ton of hype behind him. But Amir pulled out of the fight, so Brandon Royval stepped in. Brandon Royval, we actually just went to this fight. Mm-hmm. We saw Brandon Royval.
Alex, we were talking about that fight with Alex too, with Amir and Moreno. Yeah,
I know. I texted Alex. And I was like, "You're next, bro. I'm telling you, you're next. All these fools are fucking falling like leaves, bro.
He's got to be
next." So, anyway, Royval. We just saw Royval. He fought Pantoja in Vegas for the belt. We went and watched it in Vegas. That was the Covington versus Leon fight. But anyway, Royval got just outclassed for 5 rounds.
Yeah.
The fifth round was the closest round, but the only reason it was close is because he knew he had to go for broke.
Yeah.
You know, and I still think he didn't even win that round. So
yeah, Pantoja looked good.
Pantoja looked good. He just stopped everything he had to offer. Yeah. And one thing I took away though when we interviewed Alex Perez was any of these guys can take this belt on any given day. Like these top level guys. When Moreno and Royval fought the first time, Royval got hurt. I forgot exactly what it was, but Royval got hurt. Moreno TKO'd him. Ref stepped in, but you knew if you were watching the fight, you're like, oh shit, that needs to get ran back.
Yeah.
But at the time, Figgy was the champ, and like that was just his way of getting back into the mix.
Yeah.
You know? Or like that was like right before it. So this is a good fight. I consider this like the first fight. Like this, I feel like the first fight like doesn't exist.
Yeah, so there's an injury.
Yeah. However, I do think Brandon Moreno is a lot better. I think he's a better striker. I think he's a better grappler. I think he's mentally tougher. I think he has better cardio. I think he has a better chin. Like I think he's just better
in general.
Period. So I see Brandon Moreno going out, stamping his number 1 position, which is what the fuck we need. Mm-hmm. Because if Brandon Moreno stamps his position and Amir's out, and Manel Cape just pulled out of his fight, because Manel Cape.
You think it would be Moreno versus Perez?
Because Manel. Okay, let me give you a little landscape. Okay, Amir was supposed to fight Moreno. Manel Cape was supposed to fight Nikolai. Cape pulled out. Amir pulled out. Mm-hmm. Like Nate Diaz says, if you don't show up to war, you lost the war. They're out of the title shot.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. In my opinion. Nikolai is coming off he's not coming off a loss, but he is coming off a loss. He's coming off a loss, and Brandon Moreno's already fought for the title fucking like 5 times.
Yeah.
And he's lost to Pantoja 3 times already in the UFC. So how do you even justify a 4th fight? Mm-hmm. So if Perez can go out there and put a clinic on Muhammad and get a finish on Muhammad, who the fuck to say? Who's to say Perez is not next?
Yeah.
You know, and if he's not next, give him Amir, give him Moreno, give him Manel, give him Nikolai, give him an eliminator. But the really cool thing that works in Perez's favor is there's no contender right now.
Mm-hmm. Figure out.
There's no contender. So if Perez can put on a show March 2nd, we might see another title shot, which I love. I love that.
We need that guy to win it.
But anyway, we got a little bit off track. I think Moreno beats the fuck out of him.
Yeah, I got Moreno.
Bro. I got Moreno. So speaking of flyweights, because I think the flyweight division, the last couple of years, the flyweight division has been slept on. If you really pay attention to the division, there's a ton of really talented fighters in that class right now. So what we're going to do, top 5 flyweights of all time. Coming in at number 5, Joseph Benavidez. He was also on another top 5 of ours, top 5 best fighters to never win a title. Benavidez had 3 title shots, maybe 4.
I think it was 3 or 4. Yeah,
I think he had 4 title shots. Lost all of them, but he was always in the mix. He was always taking out top contenders. He never left the top 5. That guy's an absolute stud. He deserves to go. There's very few fighters that don't win a title that should be in the Hall of Fame. I think Benavidez is one of them. Coming in at number 4, Davison Figueiredo. Figueiredo, world beater. Mm-hmm. He's one of the only flyweights to have true knockout power. And I think that's what made him so exciting as a fighter. is that you don't really see flyweight fighters that really come in and have one-hit knockout power. Coming in at number 3, Henry Cejudo. Might be a little controversial. I'll explain why I have him at number 3 in a little bit. But Henry Cejudo, first person to beat Mighty Mouse. Obviously, I think we all think that fight should have been ran back. But first person to beat Mighty Mouse, defended his title once versus arguably the greatest bantamweight of all time. Mm-hmm. And I think that cements his spot at number 3. Coming in at number 2, Brandon Moreno. So Brandon Moreno, the reason I put him above Cejudo, even though he has a lot more losses at the division, is because all his losses came at the top of the division. Which so did Cejudo, but Cejudo just didn't really stick around long enough to really cement his spot in flyweight, versus Moreno, who had 4, 5, 6 title shots already, has defended his belt, and he's been like a
he's at the top.
Without Moreno, bro, like the flyweight division might have been gone after Cejudo left. So he's been a staple in the flyweight division for the last handful of years. Coming in at number 1,
we all know.
It's not even close.
Not close.
It's not even close by a little bit.
One of the GOATs.
One of the GOATs. The
Probably
gap
the
is
second best
so
or first best, arguably, of all time.
John Jones, Mighty Mouse.
Yeah.
Mighty Mouse coming in at number 1. The best flyweight of all time. Demetrius, Mighty Mouse, Johnson.
We love you, Mighty Mouse.
Dominant. So dominant. He destroyed everybody. 10 title defenses. And not only did he defend his title 10 times, he did it with like a spectacular show every single time.
Dude.
Even his finish of Cejudo, the first fight, his finish of Ray Borg, the way he just competed with guys like Tim Elliott and Joseph Benavidez and all these other guys, he really just
He's a different level.
Everyone's ass.
He's a different level.
Different level. Goes over to 1, and even though 1 calls it flyweight, it's really bantamweight. Undersized. Keep in mind, he's not cutting a bunch of weight to make flyweight, and he's just so dominant, so skilled. His fight IQ is insane. Follow him on Twitter. His podcast is amazing.
His podcast is lit. Because he's so knowledgeable. The way he breaks down fights. If you watch his YouTube video on how he broke down Islam versus Volk 2, I watch his YouTube videos. I do.
Yeah, so he's really good at what he does.
He would be a one of the dream guests.
Dream guest, bro.
Yeah.
That's a dream guest.
I feel like that's something we can make happen, though.
That's a dream guest for anybody right there.
Yeah.
Mighty Mouse, if you're watching, we love you. But yeah, I think it's Mighty Mouse number 1 by like, it's not even.
Yeah.
The gap's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like the gap's so stupid. You can put Mighty Mouse 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah, seriously.
For how many defenses he has at flyweight. So. But yeah. Yeah.
Top 5 flyweights, my bud.
Bro, honestly, I feel like I would kill somebody in these gloves. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you guys. Episode 23, Putasos Podcast. Follow us on YouTube. That's the thing that we're really trying to blow up. Obviously, all social media is important. If you can like and subscribe on YouTube, that means the world to us. Instagram, TikTok. We're going to be launching Facebook soon.
Just the last 4 episodes. It's all good.
Follow us.
No, seriously, follow us.
I'll tell you what right now.
We're at 1% of what we're going to be, and we remember people that hopped on the pod, the people that show us support. We recognize it, and we see those people.
Okay, I'm going to say something right now. I'm going to make a
29.
Reel. We need to make a reel out of this. 29 on YouTube?
Maybe 28.
Okay.
Is it 28?
Let's see.
It said right there.
Okay.
What is it?
On YouTube, we have 28 subscribers. Okay? 28. My birthday is March 5th. If we get to 100 subscribers by March 5th, I will feed Big Cat a body shot full power.
All right. And
it'll have to be a cheap shot because he's not going to take it.
Okay. As well as that.
How about we just beat the shit out of Vincent?
No. I'll take the body shot. As well as that, March 5th, if we have 100 subscribers by March 5th, Joe is flying me. No, Joe is flying me and himself, no one else. We're going to Vegas, and we're going to have a weekend in Vegas, and we're going to roam the streets looking for people to interview. Cheap flights, like, that's the subscriber goal. I'll take the body shot. We go interview people in Vegas. Me and you, just me and you.
I'll give Sam a body shot on the strip in Vegas. Full fucking power.
I agree.
Luckily, I don't hit that hard.
We're in Vegas, dog. At that point, it doesn't matter.
Putting on brass knuckles.
Putasos podcast, episode number 23. Number 22 got taken down for copyright, so it looks like we're skipping a video. We're not. 95% of podcasts don't make it past episode 20. We did. We're those guys. We're not going to stop. We're going to be at the top, and we're going to make all the bitches' panties drop.
Most people who continue to get 30 likes, 20 likes, 40 likes would have quit by now. But I know those people that are like, we reckon, for the record, we see you guys. The people that consistently like our stuff, subscribe, share our shit. We really do appreciate you guys. Shout out all the homies. Shout out Jesse Diaz for always sharing our shit. Shout out Azael from Power Slap, always liking our shit. Shout out Drew Clay at Hi-Fi IQ for always liking our shit. Man Bun Bun for always liking our shit. All of our boys, we really do appreciate it.
Sam Alvey for hopping on the pod.
Sam Alvey for hopping on the pod.
Alex Perez
for hopping on the pod. All you guys have been a staple.
Ayo,
you're gonna hop on the pod. Swaggy Major, Heck Dragon. You got everybody, man. We really do appreciate you guys. So, yeah.
Much love to the top. We're going to UFC 300. It's gonna go up. If you don't like now, we know you're going to like later.
Yeah.
I'm cutting on that.
All right, guys. Episode 23, Putasos Podcast. We are out.